Good evening, guys, and happy, what is today? Monday to all of our sunshiny faces. So me and my dad ended up running to Aldi today. I told you guys how I didn't even really look at Jewel's ad for this week, but the way all the other stores were going, I was kind of like, and because it was Mother's Day and stuff like that, I was kind of figuring that they were just going to have things that were very like, you know, Mother's Day-ish kind of, and you know, like a lot of that tends to be a lot of meat or like seafood and stuff like that. That's very like, you know, and that's the same thing too with like Valentine's Day. We see a lot of that like specialty meat kind of stuff, and you know, like meals kind of. Whereas Father's Day and a lot of times Mother's Day will kind of be a little grilling, you know, stuff and things like that, like sales for like grilling food. But Father's Day is definitely a much more heavy like grilling day, so that's when we'll probably see a lot better and more sales on like hamburgers and sausage, like all that kind of stuff. So we did end up going to Aldi though, just to pick up a few grocery things that we kind of needed anyway for the week, and we also had like a few other, my dad was taking Jack's car, he put gas in it and had to go and pick up a prescription too, so we were like, let's just go there and do that. But I actually woke up pretty late today. I felt like I slept in because I needed the sleep. Like my body has just been so sore sort of too, and like I've also been just tired. Like this weekend we got up like, and kind of everybody started their days sort of earlier over the last, you know, on Saturday and Sunday. So like today I was like, I just felt like I needed the sleep, plus too all of the moving all of those boxes yesterday. Oh my goodness, guys, I'm so sore today. It is like crazy. I am like, every inch of my body hurts. But and like also too from like sitting, like I was sitting on this stool I normally use as like my footstool at my desk, but it's like a hard stool, like a step stool. It's not like a soft like footstool. And so my behind was hurting so bad from sitting on it, and like then I was sitting on like the hard floor too. Like my the hip bones and things like that are just, they're so sore today. And not to mention too lifting and carrying and moving all of the stuff and things like that. But I did get a lot more of that done. I do have actually some of the stuff put away in the closet already, but I realized I'm actually kind of at the point where possibly I'm going to need other people's help to either help me go through it, or we have to put stuff in the crawl space and just kind of go through it. I mean, like, I've already went through everything pretty much. I just want people's opinions as to kind of like, what should we leave up here when it comes to like hairsprays and stuff like that. Like, I have my own stuff, so like it's more what does my mom want, because she's probably gonna be the person that's using the most, or again to a kind of input from my dad and Jack, but they very rarely ever use you know, like hairspray and stuff like that. Like this stuff we're planning on storing in the crawl space. You know, what stuff should we have up here and kind of how do we want to do that. Like I want to take in everybody's opinions as to kind of what would work best and what we should kind of do just to make that like more accessible for everybody, that it makes it easier for everybody to get to their things and the stuff that they need. And again too, like I said, I have either my own things or I have different ways of like going about getting the things that I need or whatever. Like, so somebody else might again finds that having this thing or a ton of this up here and you know is like not helpful, but having more of this other thing up here might be helpful. Or like again too, I was telling you guys, it was like under the sink too is where we again keep some things as well. And like again, that would probably be a place where like we would keep, my mom has some stuff in her bedroom upstairs that she has like hairsprays and like that kind of stuff like near her like vanity. But then again too, if she's doing her hair down here in the bathroom, which she doesn't do very often, but again on occasion she might, or again too like if she's fixing my hair or fixing Jack's hair, my dad's hair, something like that, you know, or just to like kind of a touch up or whatever it is, she might do it in the bathroom. Because of that, we might have like an extra can of like hairspray and maybe mousse or something like that under the sink in the bathroom, and it might be helpful just to kind of, like I said, kind of get her opinion or my dad and Jack's opinion as to like what they would want to have, you know, there, and then the overflow stuff kind of in the closet closet, and then our really big overflow stuff, like I said, we're keeping all that extra stuff in the crawl space. So that's why I just kind of am almost at the point though where I realized I need more people's opinion on like how we should like kind of finalize going about organizing this. So I'm like, I'm again kind of at the end point of as much as I can do right now. Which I guess is pretty good, because that means that so far I've done a pretty good job, I guess, in getting all that stuff done. Like, it literally took me kind of one day without, again, needing everybody else's opinion for stuff. And I do have a few of the boxes already put back in the closet right now. So I think, like I said, everything's kind of working out so far pretty well. And like I said, it should be done in probably a few days. It's just as much help as I can kind of get tomorrow and things like that. But yeah, like I said, I need to get to bed earlier because I you know, like fell asleep. I fell asleep not very late, actually. I was pretty tired from yesterday, so I felt like I just, as soon as I got in bed, I fell asleep. And I was like tired even before that. But then I woke up and then sort of fell back asleep. And during that time when I fell back asleep, guys, I had the most realistic but bizarre dream I ever had. It was like dinosaurs were chasing me. But honestly though, guys, it was so realistic because I know exactly, like, there was dinosaurs kind of or something like that was like being transported, and this, like, in this vehicle, and it happened to overturn in this one specific spot in town. And like, I don't know why my brain was like, we know exactly where that is. And like, I had like the entire dream too is like leading up to this point. So like, we're driving down the street and cars start like turning around, like they're driving the wrong way, like on the wrong side of the street. And I was like, that's really weird. And as we're like driving down the street, I was like, there's more people and more people. And then we're like, oh, it looks like there was an accident. And like, I can see, like, looking down the street though, of like, it was so specific. And I was like, that's like really weird. Like, I've had dreams like that where like there's like a dinosaur or some type of creature, like tigers or lions and bears and stuff like that, like chasing me. But like, having the dream of like these like dinosaurs or whatever it was, I think it was because when we went to the movies, there was also a trailer for the new Jurassic World movie, so I feel like there was like a connection there. Like, that was in my subconscious, so I was thinking about it. But just driving down the street and having like that vivid like picture of like exactly where we were driving, like the entire route was like in my dream of like how we got from the house to driving down this way, and like the cars and stuff like that. Like, it was so vivid, just the direction and detail like in that part of the dream, that I was like, that's what's more scary to me than the fact there was like dinosaurs chasing me in the dream. But just like that part of it was like more scary. But then we ended up going to a mall, and I was like, there's no malls around here like almost anymore, and the few that are like, well, there's one big one, but it's still kind of a drive away. Like, there's no malls really around here anymore. So I was like, that's unrealistic. That was clearly a dream. And I even woke myself up by telling myself like, oh, this is a dream. We can just wake up. We don't actually have to like do anything. So anyways, though, hopefully I don't have that dream again, but I'm going to take a shower and get to bed. I will see you guys in tomorrow's vlog.